Hello and welcome. Thank you for watching our presentation today. The law offices of McLaughlin & Associates and McLaughlin Mediation and Consulting focus on helping small to mid-sized businesses grow and thrive. You started your business because of your passion. Let us help you with that vision. We offer a variety of legal and human resources services. Check out our website for more details at www.ma-lawpc.com. And now, on to our presentation.
Good morning. I'm Kerry, Rieder-McLaughlin. I work for McLaughlin & Associates and McLaughlin Mediation and Consulting. We're here today, I hope you're all in the right room, for sexual harassment prevention training. So if this is the training you're going to be in, or you expected to be in today, you're in the right place. All right, let's get started. This is a little scare tactic right now. What is sexual harassment? It's prohibited by law. Every employer in the state of Illinois is required to provide employees with sexual harassment prevention training, including if you are a business of one. All employees, regardless of their status, must be trained. So if you have a part-timer, a seasonal person, an unpaid intern, full-time, exempt, non-exempt, outside salesperson, yourself, you all have to be trained. And that means if you hire an intern for 2 months, you need to train them before they leave your employ. If they leave in a couple days, I'm sure that will slide, but you must train everyone. If an employer, as an employer, you have an independent contractor, if that 1099 person is somebody you hire for a project, they come into your office, you give them the assignment, they work, they have a lot of interaction with your staff, that 1099, that contractor also has to be trained as part of your staff. All right, why is training good for my business? Well, we all want to have perceive to be and have an inclusive, diverse work environment. So this is one step toward showing that you are there to create a welcoming, safe work environment for your employees so that they feel comfortable coming to work, especially now that we're trying to get people back into the office. And also, it welcomes talent. If you are in competition with another company that does not have an inclusive or diverse workforce, they may not choose to go with you, they may go to someone else. And it also reduces the risk of claims and complaints. And I said reduces, it does not protect you from claims and complaint. It just creates that environment of welcome and non-confrontational, peaceful work environment, and that will help reduce your claims, okay? And of course, it's the law. What is sexual harassment? Sexual harassment is any unwanted, unwelcome sexual advances that you receive from, or any conduct of a sexual nature that you receive from a harasser. It can be explicit or implicit in nature. For example, it could be somebody who just says dirty jokes all the time. Or it could be someone who actually comes out and says, you know what, you are sexy, you are hot, let's get it on, something like that. Submission or rejection to this submission or this conduct is on an individual basis. So it's not the same for everyone. And it can be used for the basis of employment decisions such as hiring, firing, and terms of benefits. And also, such conduct has a purpose or effect of substantially affecting or interfering with an individual's work. So they're so distracted and concerned that they have a hard time concentrating at work. They don't want to be at work. You get more sick days, etc. Types of unlawful sexual harassment. So, quid pro quo. Has anyone ever heard of quid pro quo in the past? Okay. Basically, it's when you get something in return for what you do for them. So, for example, when someone says, no, you're up for that promotion, and if you have sex with me, I'll make sure to put in a good word for you. That is a very explicit example of quid pro quo. It also can create hostile work environment. Now what that is, it's the more vague stuff. You know, pictures on the wall, dirty emails, innuendos, touches on the hand, that kind of thing. And what creates a hostile work environment? It's unwelcome, which means it's not invited, undesirable, or offensive. It also crosses the line from joking to unwelcome. So it might start off as, oh, you know, we're just flirting and it's fun and, you know, makes light of the day. But all of a sudden it gets to be more serious and, you know what, I'm sick of this joking. I don't want this anymore. So that can also be crossing the line. That is also can create a hostile work environment. And also consent can be revoked at any time. So in that example, you know, maybe the flirty stuff was fine, but now you're getting sick of it and now it's too much and you're wondering, you know, I'm going to tell him to stop or her to stop. So that is what can create a hostile work environment. What is your work environment? Now today it's a little bit hazy. So a work environment is of course in the office, but also depending on what the nature of your work is, you may be going only to clients' offices or to homes or doing telehealth, or maybe your staff is working from home. Anything where business is conducted is considered the workplace. Now we're going to talk about harassed and victims of harassed. Anyone who has gender identity or orientation issues, they can also be affected by sexual harassment. All right, the Illinois Human Rights Act protects employees and non-employees. Employees are pretty self-explanatory. You hire them, they're W-2s, they work for you, they're in the office or they're remote or they go to a job site, whatever that is, they're pretty self-explanatory. But what are non-employees? Non-employees are any individual, let's say you have a process server or a delivery person who comes, or a mail carrier. What if they come to your office every day and they flirt with the receptionist? They're a non-employee, but if the receptionist finds that to be unwanted, then you need to address that as an employer. So that's a non-employee. They don't work for you, but their conduct is inappropriate. It also includes contractors. So if you have a contractor in for a job and they're there for a few days and you know they're doing just one small job, they're also considered non-employees. Or consultants. If you hire a consultant to come and analyze your workflow and they're there and they behave inappropriately, those are also, they can be victims and they can be perpetrators, all of those individuals. Bystanders or witnesses. So what if you just witness something going on? You know, George and John are over there and they're smoochy in their cubicle and you find that offensive. It has nothing to do with their orientation, just it's too much inappropriate sexual conduct in the workplace and it's just, you know, I'm done. So then that person who has watched that incident can also be a victim of sexual harassment. Okay, so yes, bystanders and witnesses. Customers and patrons. So if you have a store, a restaurant, and a patron comes in and they are being spoken to inappropriately, they can also complain to you and could be victims of sexual harassment. So it's a very broad definition of who the victims are and can be. Patrons, this is a little bit more information about patrons and perpetrators. We're going to go through, and the same thing for perpetrators. It can be employees, non-employees, customers and patrons, everything we just talked about. So they can be on either side of that line. What examples of conduct are inappropriate? There are in-person examples. I've talked about a few. Could be pictures, could be photos, could be memes, could be texts. So it includes in-person sexual harassment. It could include online as well. And you're probably thinking, how can I control online? That is a very difficult thing to control, but there are ways, and we will talk about that.
Thank you again for watching this informative session. If you have any questions about what you just heard, or want to contact us for legal or business consulting services, you can reach us at 630-230-8434 or email us at kmclaughlin@ma-lawpc.com. Have a wonderful day.